Alright, welcome back. I'm Neko. This is all the Mons. So you can see here, I did a little bit here in between episodes. I just set up this water wheel thing. Gear ratioed it. And then made it go into the ground here. Just to get ready for the mechanical arm. It's going to feed. So I have a access point feeding coal into this deployer. The mechanical arm is going to pull that coal off and feed into these. But I have to get that arm made. And for that, I'm going to need another... Hi, good kitty. My cat heard me talking, and now he's like, oh, you're awake. Yes, hello. I'm gonna need another one of these. Oh. Nope. Hey. Sorry, my one cat... I have two cats. My one cat always wants my attention. The other cat, when he sees small things on my screen, like this little Talo here, he wants to attack it. And there we go. Now then. The mechanical arm. I need another brass casing. There we go. Now with this, I will be able to get this whole thing up and running. I don't want you coming down here. Ooh. A yellow flower flabebe. It's only level 5. You see about just throwing some Pokeballs at it, see if it stays in. Oh, where'd he go? Stay in the ball. Oh yeah. So, this mechanical arm is going to take from here, and it's going to feed into all 9 of these. And it's going to sit right there. And there it goes. You'll see the boiler is starting to speed up now. 65,000 SU. That ought to be enough to get a mechanical crafter up and running. I need brass casings for these. And polished quartz. I need to do this craft, I think, 9 times. There it is. Go ahead and polish up some rose quartz. We're out of sandpaper, that's fine. One thing right quick. I'll make some diamond grit sandpaper. They last longer. Yeah, oh, also in here, I made the last of these crafting towers, and then I got these CPUs. I decided because if I go in here, I've already got all of this space for patterns. I really am not ever going to use this many patterns, probably, maybe. So I'll keep these 4 for now, and I don't think I'll build any more. I think all of these slots over here are all going to be CPUs. So yeah, I need this. I need 27 of these. Perfect. And then this is going to look like this. Boom. Oh, I guess I didn't need 27. I needed less than that. But that's what that looks like. And then if I take a wrench, I can sit here and I can right click these so that they're all facing one direction. Oh. Okay. See, everything's coming down. Oh. Yeah, that's right. Everything's coming down, and these are going into this one, and these are coming down, and this is all coming out here. So it's all coming down into one single thing, where I will put a barrel. Like that. I also like to put a casing here, so that I can put a button on there. Because if I go to make something that doesn't fill up this entire grid, it won't automatically activate. So I need to have a button so I can activate it manually. Now then, under here, we'll have... Oh, I had it there for a second. Oh, there we go. Cog. Cog. Oh, wait, I don't want to encase that one. I'm going to rip all this up for now. I'll replace it. And here we'll have... like 5 of these. Oh, I have all of my casings on me. I need more shafts. Never mind, no I don't. Okay, this is now powered. There we go. Now, this is set up right now in the perfect orientation to make crushing wheels. However, crushing wheels are actually not what I'm after right now. I mean, I'll have it set up that way so that I can make crushing wheels in the near future if I want to. But what I'm actually after are these motors. You can see I need brass plates, copper spools, and iron rods and capacitors. The copper spools are actually the most annoying part of this. My mechanical press. And the reason why the copper spools are so annoying is because you need these. There's two ways to go about this. There's this way, or there's this way with the pliers. The pliers is a little easier, but it makes 1 to 1 instead of 1 to 2 with the other thing. But that's what I'm going to do for right now. Use the pliers. I'm about to get motors up and running here. Capacitors. The capacitors. Hey, no, you go lay down. Hold on. There we go. I need zinc plates for this. Oops. I'm gonna start off by making 3 of these motors. Oh wow, it charged up from my inventory. That's interesting. And I need andesite alloy. Make 3 for now. Okay. So I need to make this crafting thing in here exactly how I see it here. So it's brass plate and capacitor on the bottom. Damn it, these aren't stacking anymore. So brass plate on each side of this and a capacitor in the middle. On top of that, iron rod on top of the capacitor, and 2 copper spools and brass plates on each side of that. Like that. And then brass plate, copper spool, brass plate. And then andesite alloy goes on the top. Alright, and you see nothing happened, but when I press this button, it's going to activate the crafting grid. And make me It didn't work? Oh, I bet it's because these capacitors have power in them. Why would that fail other than the fact that these capacitors have power? Brass plate, capacitor, brass plate, right? Right. And we have an iron rod on top of that capacitor, copper spool on either side, brass plate on either side of that, right? Right. And then brass plate, copper spool, brass plate. And then an andesite alloy at the top. Yes. This should work. It did. It worked this time. Perfect. I don't know why it didn't work last time. But now what I can do with this is I can come down here. I'm going to rip up all this. Because instead of this, we're going to have this motor right there. I'm going to jump you up to your max. And then I'm just going to hit you with a power thing. Look at that. And now it's just short on heat. I'm actually not going to do it quite like that. I'm going to... Oh yeah, I can. I don't have to though. I can save myself on motors if I don't. I'm going to fill this in though. There we go. Go ahead and tear this up. Oh, whoops. So if I bring this motor down by one, can I have this? Nope. There, like that. I need to break this. I don't need any of that in there. I know my inventory is a complete mess right now. It's not going to stay that way. Come on, you. Oh, wait. There? Oh, wait. This needs to be a gearbox. There we go. Now all of that's running at max capacity. Alright. Yep. Sorry, I hit escape one too many times. I can start filling this back in. There we go. Clean up my inventory. Oh, I didn't mean to throw the capacitor in there. I'm gonna turn stuff in. I'm gonna make more motors. Whoops. There we go. All cleaned up. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to come under here. I'm going to rip all this up again. Because instead of running directly into that, as it is, this is instead going to come down a little bit. Not the gearbox I wanted. It's going to come down a little bit into one of these, which is going to be maxed out. On top of you, obviously, will be a big cog. Yeah, it'll be blocked by the dirt once I have the dirt on top of it. And this has to go in there to power it. Gearbox there, I need a gearbox here. I need shafts. There we go. Now this is running at max speed. And then I can, if I want to power more stuff from my steam burner here, I can branch off from this gearbox and it'll all be running at max speed. I could just branch off from there if I wanted to. There we go. Looking good. Looking good. And we can just go ahead and make more of these. Boom. Much faster, huh? There we go. 2 more motors. We're gonna need more than that, but it's nice to have a couple. No, hey, come on. Get out of here. Sorry, my cat. We finally got that steam boiler up and running. The only way we can make this better is by feeding it lava cakes instead. Which, I mean, that's something I can get into automating later. I need to get unlimited lava before I can do that. Which, now that I have this up and running, is something I can absolutely do. Why am I not saying lava cakes? I'm gonna say there's lava cookie. That's for Cobblemon. What? There we go. Oh, it's called blaze cakes. And you just pour blaze into these blaze cake bases, and then you make these using this recipe. You need eggs, which, if I got chicken essence, I can make the flour. Or if I got chicken essence, yeah, I can make the flour that grows this, and then I can just make eggs that way and keep eggs in stock with the ME requester. And then sugar is easy. Cinder flour is crushing netherrack, specifically with crushing wheels. I mean, that's not impossible. I would just have to set that up. I have a ton of netherrack coming in. That's something I can get into at some point. For right now, I say... So, I'm going to need a room. Because what I'm about to do, I'm about to get into using dimensional chests and dimensional, dimensional chests and dimensional, tanks. So what I'm going to need is a room. Specifically for this. To process all this stuff. To bring it in. I'm going to skip 3 here. And I'm going to start here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think a 7 wide will be good for this. I'll just do a 7x7 room. Alright, and then I need my cut and paste tool. Oh, wait. 4, 5. I need my tape measure. This will be the wall, so from here to here is 6, which means you'll be 7. There we go. Cut all that out. I need my exchanging gadget. Let's go ahead and exchange all this, make it look nice. Hello, good talk. Alright. That'll be my, this is going to be my processing room. I'm going to process all the stuff that comes in. I'm going to close it off a little bit. Oh. my stick? There it is. Here we have that. We'll do this to get 2 of these. I'm gonna put a door here. I'm gonna need 2 of these. Let's make those look like the floor. Need 2, or no, I only needed 1 end of sight door, but whatever. There we go, and now I can walk right in. And walk right out. Kind of a small room. I don't really need a big room for what I'm gonna do. What I need is an access control point. It's gonna go there. So I'm gonna get a couple of things encoded. Oh yeah, I encoded a bunch of mega stuff last night just to have those ready. I'm going to encode this. And this. Encode these. I can encode the entire chest. Pretty sure the tank has something specific. Yeah, cauldrons. And then these I can just throw into empty slots here. I like to stagger stuff. You can see these are already starting to fill up a lot. So I'm going to go back, start staggering again. And then if I go here, I can order dimensional chests and dimensional tanks. So I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 chests, 6 tanks to get me started here. Wait. That's not where I want those. I want some pipes back there. And then these chests sit in front of those. Wrench them all. I should encode the pipe recipes. Encode that. And then this one. That's all the pipes. And I'll get the upgrades and stuff encoded. This way I can just order this stuff and not have to make it manually. I should also teach my system how to make netherite ingots on its own as well. That's probably a good idea. There we go. And now what I could do, so I have 9 of these, I need 12. So I'm going to order 3 more. And now I have 12. And these 6 will go into here. Oh, you're not linked into the system. Now you are. Cool. And then Dimensional tanks. 6 there. I gotta wrench these. There we go. Now all these are ready. And now all I have to do is come in here and just change their channels into whatever channels I decide to start putting stuff into. And it'll automatically be ripped out and go into the system here. There we go. So we're going to get into making ourselves an unlimited water or lava source. And we're going to do that using create. How much kelp do I have? A good amount. We're going to order 5 of these. There we go. And with that, we can make 5 of these. Nope, I don't have any copper casings. Okay. I only need 5 for right now. Now I can make 5 of these. There we go. Oh, I can make those these engineer goggles, by the way. These will help out for what I'm about to show you. I already have them. Okay, never mind. I don't know when I made those, but I did make them already. To the nether. Then there's where we're gonna get in the lava. Surprise, surprise. Alright. We're gonna find ourselves a nice little lava pool. A big one. This one will do. And we're gonna create ourselves a little bit of a platform utilizing our spell. And then I also want these. So I can come out like this. And I can use that to fire upon. There. That's a nice big platform for us to work with. Put down some ferro flare lanterns on the corners, maybe. And maybe one up here, just to keep things from spawning. Right here is where we're gonna do it. So we're gonna need. I'm gonna need some more of these, so I can build out. I just want it like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These will go on top of that. Gotta make sure. Nope, that's the wrong way. I want them going this way. Yep, I want the pipe coming out that way. Obviously, I need this gone. They're kind of just floating there. Whatever. I can try to make it look nice later, but I don't care that much. I'm gonna need 5 pumps. All of those pumps are facing the wrong way. I'm gonna keep them that way for right now, but I will hook them up. Give me like 10 of these. Or however many. I'm gonna need another dimensional tank. And with this dimensional tank, I need to decide what thing here I want to put it on. I'm thinking for lava, I'm just gonna put it on frequency 100. There we go. I will go ahead actually and spin these. There we go. Now what I need to do is lower these all the way down to the ground. I could do that by hand. However, I have motors. I'm just going to do 2 of these at a time. There we go. You see they already stopped moving because they're already as low as they can go. Do the same thing for the next 2, and then the last one. Oops. There we go. Now all those are all the way down to the bottom. Craft these into themselves so that I can stack them in my backpack. Now what I need is a cog to go off of there, and a motor into that. Oh. Bring it up to max. I'm going to need one thing here and there. And now what I should see is all 5 of these should say bottomless supply. They do. And now it's pumping lava into this dimensional tank. And there we go. Go ahead and put a andesite casing on that cog. We'll do a little bit of aesthetics, huh? Now what I gotta do, I need to go into here, and this entire area needs to be force loaded. This chunk here probably doesn't have to, but I don't care. Right, so that's nice and force loaded. Get slash home. Head on downstairs to my processing room. I'll take this very first tank here, and I'll change its frequency. Actually, what if I go start here on this side? I'll change its frequency to 100. Boom. Now you'll see it's on the same frequency as the other tank, so now it's got all the lava in the other tank in it. However, you'll see it's not coming out of there. That's because I don't have any place for lava to go right now, which I will change now. Lava is going to go right there into that drawer, which can only hold 32 buckets. We're going to change that immediately. There, 2.1 million buckets of lava. It will be our cap, and you'll see it's coming in quite fast because I have 5 pumps pumping into it. That'll be full probably by tomorrow. So now we have essentially unlimited lava in our system, which means I can now encode something that I've been wanting to encode. Sky steel ingots. I've been held back a little bit by the fact that I can't make sky steel ingots because I don't have lava in the system. But now I do. Haha. Where's my reaction chamber? There. means I can now make sky steel ingots. Hell to the yes. And sky steel ingots are used for a lot of stuff. They're used in the mega crafting. So if I want to make any of these, well, not these ones specifically, but accumulation processors are needed, and to make those I need sky steel ingots, which I can make now with sky steel blocks in the circuits laser. So I'm gonna have to tell my system how to make sky steel blocks as well using sky steel ingots. And then I need to encode that circuit slicer thing for the accumulation processors. And then, of course, this crystal assembler one. There and there. Alright, now my system knows how to make accumulation processors, which means if I wanted to, I should now be able to order up a 256 million mega storage component. However, I actually don't want one of those. What I really want is the 16 million. So can I order 3 of these? I can. I have the resources. Some ingredients couldn't be pulled from the network. Interesting. So I basically, what this is telling me is I need to increase my cap. So if I go into here, I have everything at a cap of 10,000. And the reason why I have that is because some of these drawers can only hold 10,000. Like these obviously can hold more. But these over here where I have like this stuff can only hold 16k. So I can bring its cap up to 16k. Or I can just give them more of these. And now there's 542k. I'll do the same thing for that one. So now what I can do is try to bring these all up to 100k. Just by adding another 0 onto the end of it. Oh, yeah. This is going to be a very long process. It's mostly going to be held back by you. But these will go. They're going to make everything. And slowly get all of these Certus Quartz stuff up to 100k. That's going to take forever. So we're just going to let that go in the background. And then I gotta do the same thing for Fluix, and the same thing for Intro. And the same thing for the Silicon. The Silicon one takes absolutely the longest out of all of them. But that's all going now. Which means now we need to automate brass. And the reason we need to automate brass is because if I go in here and I type in Ultra Balls. In order to make an Ultra Ball, I need brass mechanisms. And obviously for brass mechanisms, I'm gonna need brass. Specifically brass nuggets. So I need to automate brass. I can do that this way with the essence, which is not a bad idea. Or I could just heat up copper and zinc, but I don't have unlimited copper and zinc coming into the system. Again, I can get unlimited copper with copper essence, but that's pretty much the only way. That's pretty much the only way you're getting unlimited copper coming in, outside of having an ore laser mine. What? Drown predictions can make copper ingots? I didn't know that. Is there a thing like that for zinc? Doesn't seem like it. No. However, for raw zinc, where is it? Interesting. But there's these miners that I like to make. These, the laser ore drills. I like to make these. However, these take a lot of power, like a lot of power. So I got to get more into power before I can do that. But yeah, these can just generate me stuff. So I'm thinking right now, my best bet is to make myself another farm over here. This one specifically for essences. So I'll take like that much space. Need myself a hoe. And right here is where the water is gonna go. Yeah. Let's place that in there. I'm gonna need myself a harvesting pylon. How am I out of? Hang on. Do I still have this guy in here? I don't. Do I have any wheat in here? I have one. Okay, I can fix this. By utilizing this hoe. 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. And now I can make that harvesting pylon. Harvesting pylon can just go into the water. I can be waterlogged like that. I'm going to change this to a 9x9. It needs a hoe, which I'm just going to give it one of these broken silent craft hoes. It'll still work with that. And now it says it needs an inventory above the pylon. Oh. Let's type in oak barrel. That's one thing I'm going to go with. Or I could do a dimensional chest. I wonder if it will recognize that. It does recognize it. And I could change this channel here to like 950. That'll be my channel for my thing here. The harvesting pylon is now going to harvest anything that grows within its 9x9 area, which I'll need my other hoe. My actual one that I used to dig with. 1, 2, 3, 4, yep. There we go. So that's going to be my area. Alright. That's going to do it for this episode. Like, I'm going to go right into making the rest of this farm in the next episode. basically we're going to set this up to where it's just going to be generating me a ton of essences from mystical agriculture. I'm going to have to make like the little thing for that and everything. I'm going to use modular routers to automate it. It's going to be great. You guys are going to see. All right. See you guys soon. Later.